The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended trading hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.
Let's turn our attention to stocks then. Stock of the day, that's how we lead off on this show. And it is Sims, the metals, waste and electronics recycling firm. It expects underlying EBIT of between $350 and $400 million for 2026. As strong non-ferrous metal prices and memory chip markets boost earnings, it says underlying EBIT from its Sims lifecycle services is forecast to reach between 165 and 185 million. And as I said, their management are highlighting the stock is benefiting from continued price strength in both non-ferrous metals and memory chip markets. It says the operational impact from the Middle East conflict so far has been limited, with shipping and fuel costs the main areas affected. We did see the share price rocket out of the blocks this morning off the back of this update, currently up more than 9%. Henry, let's start with you. How are you seeing it?
Well, it was a pretty positive update, wasn't it? The market was the top of the range was 340, so 350 to 400, pretty positive upgrade from that. I guess, Sims is not one that you always think of in terms of, higher metal prices. The recent results was a beat on some metrics. Operating estimates were better. Net profit, though, was a little bit below some of the forecasts with a higher tax rate. And but clearly, they're doing all the right things. They're not having the same problems in terms of higher fuel prices at the moment and higher commodity prices. Good for them. And the memory chip side of things as well. It's certainly not one that I considered there with their life cycle business. So brokers tend to have a higher target price on this one, probably around 10% higher. I certainly don't mind it. It's a good update, and we have seen, when you do update well and the market likes it, and it had been under some pressure after the results, then things can reverse pretty quickly, and we can get a little bit of a spring in their step, shall we say. And as a result, definitely a hold here. If it was to slip back towards $20, I think this one would be a buy, but definitely a very strong hold here. I'd say you could get to $22 with Sims on the back of this trading update.
All right. Well, that's sounding pretty optimistic, as you say. I mentioned that where it could go would be a potential point to buy. Andrew, what are you looking at?
I think it was, as Henry says, it was a great result, 23% above the midpoint consensus. So that's very positive. And in fact, even prior to that update, it was trading on around 16 times earnings, but expecting a 41% increase in earnings. So again, the old PEG ratio, where we're trying to buy companies whose forecast earnings per share growth is faster or greater than that PE multiple. I like the fact that the CEO, he's not so new anymore. He's been in the chair since October 23, but we'll still call him new. Couple of years. What's a couple of years between friends? He has been continuing to add to his holdings, so we like insider buying. Certainly that chart looks pretty positive as well. So I'd actually have this as a buy. I agree with Henry. Ideally, you could get it a bit cheaper, but you would have to think there's going to be a whole raft of broker upgrades. They're in the right space. They're performing well, so it's a buy.
There you go. Not a bad way to start with our stock of the day, Sims. A very strong hold from Henry and a buy from Andrew.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.